So once again, it starts out with a dark screen and flecks of energy and light inside my room, knowing that everything of creation at a subatomic particle level is energy and light. But let's just say 100% I turn my light on and I sit here and I sit back with my feet up because I'm trying to speak and teach to people, and I tell you this and I say, why is it that we let humanity beat us? Because to understand what it is to be understanding of God, or to be a child of God, or a disciple, to understand what it means to be a new creature, a new creation, means that you are no longer human, but you have an understanding greater than what humanity has. To understand what escalates and de-escalates in everything in any compatible manner. Compatibility, when it comes to an understanding, is to know that education above all else, and how to find oneself to be centered in anything of good. Because if both good and evil exists, and that's why the Son of Man is written. And he said the prophecy for the Son of Man is to come true about me in the Bible. Jesus wrote this. And he told them to go and buy swords, because they didn't listen about the new creation, listen about the sword, or listen about the soul, listen how to deliver from evil, and all the world wanted was darkness. So he had to find a way to defend himself, and he showed God in the flesh. Jesus showed all of Jerusalem what it was like to be of God, sent from God, and then showed what it's like to be of man, sent from man. Two different ways he acted at one different time to do this as a teaching to the entire city. Once you start reading your scriptures and start thinking and putting yourself and imagine yourself in his shoes and really, really, really delve deep into the scriptures, it brings a whole new perspective on everything. That's why men are double-minded. We're able to adapt to situations instead of steadfast, unbreakable, unshakable faith. But most of the time, to even find that type of understanding in oneself, you have to spend time alone with God. It would be impossible to do this when you're around other people, unless you were doing it in the same understanding of like mind with like mind. And that's how like-minded with like-minded ministries end up happening, instead of really, really seeking out and finding oneself in Christ. Because my understanding might be different than yours, and we may disagree on certain avenues. But there is one thing I know is the truth. God created everything out of the darkness. So even if you are full of darkness, full of a conditioned area that's all gangster, all crime, all drug-filled, all poisoned as I was, you can go from darkness and into the light if you absolutely allow yourself to lay down and be healed. Lay down and be healed, and start taking everything that you can in meditation, in speaking over your conditions. A lot of things that pop up, memories of trauma, things I've been through, I don't even look at it anymore as I need to be forgiven of anything, because I know I was forgiven before a day is 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is a day to the Lord, is written in the Bible. And he said, is it easier for me to perform a miracle or just tell you you're forgiven? Because there was nobody that was ever supposed to teach us shame in the first place. In the beginning of the Bible, the first supposed fall from grace, because Adam and Eve came into the understanding of both good and evil. When it was all good and they knew nothing of evil, they were able to run around naked. And then once they realized they were naked, God said to them, who taught you to be shameful? So knowing that God's answer to us was who taught us to be shameful, you don't ever want to be shameful about anything you've ever done. You want to be shameful about the things you don't know. Because what you don't know will kill you. especially on how to navigate a world that is both good and evil, because it's so easy to slip into doing things that are wrong without ever realizing they're wrong in the first place, because life just becomes normal life. And everybody just says it's life on life's terms. Well, until you can absolutely say that life is on my terms, I don't accept your terms, then you'll never ever truly know what it's like to be 100% in control of your own destiny. God bless everybody that's sick and suffering out there. I hope you all can find some kind of solace and peace in this life, because I know I couldn't. Not while on drugs. I never could, not in school. I knew school was messed up. It was violent. It was fights every day, 65% of the time. If I was outside walking around, 65% of the time, there could have been any fights breaking out at any given moment. So, one of the better ways to absolutely try to find oneself too is if you absolutely write out your life stories. And once you write them out, it makes it that much easier to want to go and find a better way to straighten up whatever the heck you got going on in your life, and realize you have the power to change anything. The power to change anything. God bless.